today we decided to meet the guys from Biking Accessories. Hello, Mr. Van Bergen. How are you, sir?
Glenn, very well, and you?
Long time no see.
Yeah, true.
And we're out and about with some electric technology, and you'll see in the magazine more and more of it is coming through. This is the Talaria Sting. We're at the Mamarok facility. We're going to put it through its paces, and then we'll tell you all about it. But what we're going to do first, have a quick chat with Brett about the bike, what you can expect. Guys, no matter what anybody says, electric is really a thing, and it's coming. There's a huge push in Europe for clean, what they call clean technology. Morning, Brett. How are you doing?
Very well, and you, Glenn?
Lekker, lekker. Your turn. Tell us a little bit about the bike.
A really good friend of mine, Devold van der Merwe, company NGD SA, approached me about the possibility of importing electric bikes, e-bikes. The idea was to make something available to us unfit older guys to go cycling with youngsters, and it's accepted in all the cycle parks that we've been to. They're very happy to have it. They've checked in housing estates, golf estates, on beaches. They're allowed everywhere. A lot of security companies want them for patrolling. We've been approached by the anti-rhino poaching groups to do surveillance, my COVID surveillance.
Okay, now you're an avid, I've got to tell you all, Brett's part of the reason I got into motorbikes. You're an avid off-roader. Is it time to embrace electric?
You'll get the diehards that only want to ride petrol,
yeah,
but it's a good alternative, and you accept it anywhere. So you can go and ride in the local park or whatever.
And nobody will moan.
Unbelievable the amount of power, the torque that this has got.
Yeah, you've had it out at Wolverkloof and a few other places,
yes,
and you've enjoyed it, eh?
Rosemary Hill, Cow House, absolutely accepted. Everybody was interested, especially the older guys.
Yeah.
But it's not restricted to that. My son, 19-year-old son, has been riding it, and a couple of friends have taken it out. They went to Legends, Rhino Park,
yeah,
and took it around the motocross track. It's nimble, it handles well, you can jump with it, but I wouldn't do extreme tabletops.
Yeah, we've learned that about these bikes. Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, well, let's take it out. Carl's going to do a little bit of showing off. I'll go and do a lap or two, and you can read all about it in the next issue, but we'll chat to Carl when he gets back off the bike. One question, sir.
Yes.
Is it quick enough to get away from a rhino?
Definitely quick enough. It'll do.
You can hear him coming from a mile away. Goes, woo! Turns like a bicycle, boy. Yes, it's quick, eh? So nippy. Give us your 50 cents.
I want one.
Why?
It's really good fun. The first few seconds I jumped on, I thought I was on a BMX again that just had all the power in the world. It's a user manageable power, which is nice. In sport mode you can open up, but it's not going to flip you, so it doesn't actually scare you or intimidate you. So in that regard it was really good fun. And I think that's the other part I really like. I can go around the neighborhood, find a little jump and ride it there, no one will complain.
Carl, you were saying about the inertia and all that?
The one thing I do notice, especially the electric bikes, is if I hit a little jump or whatever on a electric bike, everything's happening underneath you.
Yeah.
Whereas a motorbike, with all that inertia and that from the motor, it tends to keep the bike more upright and stable. Whereas this is just like a bicycle. It doesn't have that moving momentum to keep everything here. It's just like this.
Yeah,
on a motorbike, it's a lot more direct. You know?
So the bike moves underneath you a lot.
A lot more, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you know, the lightweight would mean a lot. Brett, what does this weigh in at approximately?
60 kilograms, and it's rated 95 rider weight, 95 kilogram rider weight.
60 kg and 95. So Carl, you shouldn't actually even be riding this thing.
You're right, I shouldn't. But having said that, I mean, it hasn't bottomed out once.
Yes.
I'm over the 95 kilogram, I think. Don't know.
Yeah.
But the suspension feels really good. The front hasn't been set up. We're going to play with it a bit now, but
Yeah.
I can't actually fault it. I can feel a bit of flex on the rear,
Yeah.
but I
This
mean,
is set exactly how it came. You know.
yeah. I also think majority of people riding it, like you say, are going to use it for the odd little trail in the mountain or whatever.
Yes.
They aren't going to be deliberately riding over pipes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not made for enduro.
No.
I think it's a fun bike. I think that's what it is. So I see these things appearing at your local motocross tracks. I see them exactly as Brett said, being used for practical application as well, which is
Bicycle
nice.
parks, I'd love to take this to a bicycle park.
Yeah, me too. And then I can laugh at all my friends who pedal, like Sean.
My friend took it to Wolversprek, and he forgot that he had his Strava on his phone, and he beat every record at Wolversprek. And the complaints started coming in immediately, so he had to cancel everything. So because the guys take the Strava really
Quite serious,
seriously, yeah.
No, look, this is, it's good practical fun, and opposed to the other brand we tested a couple of months ago and everything like that, there's a big price difference.
Yeah.
Well, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Brett, just stand a little bit closer. What are we in for on a bike like this?
So 89,500.
So 89.5 all in.
89.5 all in. That's
Okay, that seems, you know, Carl, compared to the other electrics we've ridden, that's a good deal.
This is a third of the price of what they were.
Brett, now here's what everyone's going to ask. How long does the battery last?
If you run it in eco mode, averaging 25 k's an hour, it will do 120 kilometers. And before the battery dies at 10%, it goes into limp mode. That'll get you home. If you ride it a lot harder, sort of average 45 k's an hour.
In sports mode, yeah? So that's like we're doing now at the track, yeah?
80 kilometers. If you ride it flat out, which is...
It's impossible on a track like
It's
this.
impossible. You
Yeah.
can't do it. It's scary fast. It'll do 50 kilometers.
Yeah, see, well, that's mighty impressive. 50 k's around a motocross track. Average distance of a motocross track is what, 3 or 4 kilometers?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're in for a good afternoon of fun. And charging time for a full charge?
Charging time with normal 15 amp wall socket, 4 hours.
4 hours to recharge.
Yeah, and we rode it the whole day at Legends. I was riding it and various other people test riding my son around the motocross track. And when we finished up the day, loaded up, it had 36% left.
Oh, that's excellent. Have you tested a top speed on this thing at all?
We haven't done a GPS test, but on the Speedo, it was over 80, but then there's a speed bump coming up, and that was on a tar road, and we didn't have the right kit on. So it's a little quick. We want to actually do a proper GPS
Well, let's
test.
talk true speed, call it 75. I would guesstimate
Yes,
should be.
yeah.
But guys, the biggest thing, and Carl, you'll agree, the biggest thing about electric
Is how it
is
gets
the direct power and how quickly it gets there.
Yeah.
It's eye-watching. Now, listen, I would actually really like to ride it because you can't spell and I've got to do the story. Carl, do you mind? Perhaps, please, sir. I haven't put on all my gear just to sweat in the sun and lose a few kilos. Please, can I take it for a ride?
No.
The cuck we put up with in this place.
This is the quietest Glenn's ever been.
I keep reaching for the back brake. Hello, boys.
And what do you think?
Well, it's rated for 90 kilograms, IO 105, and this thing's faster than I am. I've got to be honest. The track here, we're at Mamarok. I know they've changed the name. It's really tight, really twisty. If you've ridden here before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Lots of ups and downs. I suppose it's closer to a cycling trail really than a motocross track because it's all narrow and single spur. And what's so lacquer about this bike is it's so small and narrow and light, and exactly like you said, Carl, it kind of moves underneath you. It's fast, guys. You can't open the throttle all the way in any of these corners. It's quick sticks. I've been out for about 20 minutes now, I'd say, and it's so much fun. It's not even funny. I did find the rear shock is a little bit too soft for a big ass like mine, but that's good because it teaches you to stand. It makes you stand up as you go along, which is what it's all about. In terms of the modes, we had to test it. It's got 2 modes. It's got eco and it's got sport. Sport is quick. Stefan, when you take it out now, feel it for yourself. Sport is very quick. I would, if I were a beginner rider, put it into eco mode and take on this track. You'll love it. It's still, even though in eco the power drops, I didn't one circle to get up a hill or any of the steep climbs. Even in that quarry, I just did a little experiment where I put into eco, rode it up, and then sport, which was like wow, like a proper motocross bike. But all in, It's enormously good fun. Totally silent, so nice and light, and it's not a serious motorcycle. It's just fun to ride, and that's kind of what you want with a bike like this. Right, we gave the bike to a bit of an appy rider. Let's see what he says when he comes in. This is Stefan, our photographer. Excuse the lack of gear. Hey.
I like this thing. Whoa.
Tell me, fun.
Yeah, let me just turn it off before I actually...
Oh, hey. Listen here.
You see?
Yeah, if you don't turn it off, that's the problem. It hasn't got a clutch and all that. So you open the throttle and off you go.
And the biggest thing is the difference between eco mode and sport mode.
Absolute.
You put it in eco mode, you go through these trails, you're having a blast. It's fast enough to do this stuff for me, you know?
Yeah, and for me too. And I weigh a little bit more than you.
Yeah, I mean, I got up every single hill, around the corners, whatever, no problem.
Yeah.
I got back, put it in sport mode. Yo.
Yeah.
Completely different bike. I mean, you saw now, just touching it.
It just takes
I
off.
lifted up the front wheel right over there, just trying to get over a rock, you know? That's insane, and it's light and nimble. It feels like a bicycle with a...
Would you buy one? Listen, you're not a dirt biker. The limit of your dirt biking is our little CRF 230, where you fall on every rock whenever we take you out there.
Yeah. And I feel like this is light enough to get me over the rocks without me having me fall down.
A good tool to learn on.
It's fantastic to learn on, I think. It's a bit soft and squishy. It's not as hard as a dirt bike would be.
Yeah.
Or a bicycle for that matter. But it's a great thing to learn on, and it looks like everything's adjustable. So you can tweak it until it fits you. And relatively speaking, it is very, very well priced. And
Excellent.
I would love to have one in my garage to take out on the trails, the weekends, just go on the sidewalks.
And to take photographs, because what you do is take photographs. Go to events, ride this thing around, take snaps.
It's perfect for that as well. If you at a motocross track and you hop around in the pits, instead of a pit bike, you could have this thing.
And it won't cost you a cent in petrol.
It won't. It costs you R4 for a full tank.
Awesome, Stefan. Thanks, buddy.
Cool.
Wait, I got a question. What about washing the thing?
Yeah, so guys, that's the Talaria Sting. Carl, we're doing an interview. Would you mind? Thank you. But it's a good question. Talaria Sting, we've taken it out. We put it through its paces. Brett from Biking Accessories in Pretoria is a stockist. Brett, I want to get one of these. Who do I phone?
Phone Biking Accessories 012-342-7474.
Excellent stuff. Now let me ask you something else. Parts, spares, what's the price of a battery if it should? So let's say you want to go to the motocross track and put in a full day. You want to buy 2 batteries. What does a battery cost?
Battery is approximately 17,000 Rand.
17. It's a lot less than some of the other brands we've spoken to. Yeah.
And they're rated 800 full cycles.
Yeah.
But they run up to 4 years.
Yes, see, that's
on one battery.
Absolutely fantastic. Last question, and Carl slipped it in there. To wash this bike, is there anything you need to wash out for?
It's fully waterproof. You can wash everything. You can use a pressure cleaner, just avoid the steering neck bearings and swing arm bearings.
All the usual stuff that you would do on a
just
bike.
soap and water, because there's so few nooks and crannies. It's really easy to wash.
Oh, that's excellent. Brett, we say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stefan, thanks for your input. This is the Talaria. It's fast, it's fun, it's nimble, it's light, and it's available from Biking Accessories in Pretoria.